Welcome to the Kiss Kiss Bang Bang New Music Files. We've been expecting you. I'm your host, Uncle Agent 0013 Dead Air Dave, and in each episode we crack open the dossier on the latest release by an artist. And today we're going to talk about Chad Tepper and his interesting path into the world of music, and the fact that his latest single, I Want to Be Your High, is breaking out everywhere. Chad, it's good to see you again, man.
What's up, brother? Good to see you, man. We had some fun in Vegas.
We did have a good time in Vegas. You know, it's going to be like a small mini reunion today in the podcast because everybody joining us today, we were all hanging out together at the #Happens conference in Vegas a few weeks back. A lot has gone on with you right now. Where are you?
I'm in Orlando, Florida. I came down to do an interview and see my mom, and life's good, bro.
It's always good when you can hang out with Mom. Mom, hello and welcome to the Kiss Kiss Bang Bang New Music Files. Say hi to everybody.
Love you guys.
And love this kid of yours too, right?
Mm-hmm.
I did a show in New York City, 2 sold-out shows at the Brooklyn Bowl, and I brought her out on stage. And she hasn't been on a plane for like 40 years, but she came all the way to New York from Florida to see me perform. So we had her on stage. We were singing. She was dancing. It was cool.
Mom's part of the stage show. I like that.
Oh, look, she's rocking.
She's got the T-shirt going too.
Live at the Roxy.
You gotta love Mom's support, and she's flying the colors, man. She has the Chad Tepper T-shirt going.
Hey, it's better than her telling me to go get a real job. You know, like some parents are like that. So
if you can avoid that, perfect, right?
Exactly.
But Chad, you and I have talked before, and I think more people need to know this story, that so much of what you're doing in building this music career has to do with your mom and your family and something you want to accomplish.
Man, this life hasn't been the easiest. You know, I know for a lot of people, life's really hard, and I probably had a better life than a lot of people, but I had, you know, a pretty shitty childhood, but it kind of is what it is, you know? My mom still lives in a trailer right now. So like my biggest goal is just to get her out of that trailer, and like nothing crazy, but I just want to buy her a house, you know, or an apartment or a condo but we grew up super poor, and we were homeless. So we were homeless for 7 years. We lived in cars and tents, side of the road. And it's weird for me to talk about this because I just recently in the past couple of years started talking about it after going to therapy. Before I'd be like, no, I was embarrassed by it, you know, ashamed.
Sure.
Yeah, been through it. But the cool thing about what I get to do for a living is I get to take all the pain and suffering and stupid bullshit and turn it into something pure and beautiful to hopefully bring a little joy to the world. So that's what my music is. And it's, some of it's a little heavy sometimes and some of it's beautiful, but it's just like, it's my real emotions and what I've really been through and what I'm going through. And, but life hasn't always been the easiest for me. Yeah.
And, you know, for you and quite a few other artists throughout time, pain has been an integral spark to making and creating incredible work.
Thank you, man.
Yeah. So I'm glad you're in good company.
I mean, look, if those are the thing I was talking to somebody about, I was like, these are my cards that I was dealt. Either I can face it, deal with it, write about it, and use it to an advantage, or I can look down upon it and, you know, go and do drugs or drink or go to jail or, you know, get arrested or do this or die, you know. And it's like, I think it's great that I've been able to turn such a bad thing into something positive, and also turn into a message for there's kids right now that are homeless in Orlando, where I was homeless, living in hotels probably, or cars, or in shelters. Like that is happening right now, I guarantee. And I just want to I want everybody to know that, like, you have no limits to your life. Doesn't matter where you started. Doesn't matter, man. There's no limits. And for me, I just want to show people that don't ever give up on your dreams. Don't let people tell you, you know, oh, you're just a poor, you know, homeless kid. You're never going to do anything with your life. Oh, you're a loser. And in this life that you're given, when you're born, you're given full power to be and do whatever you want, to live a beautiful, good life, and don't give up on your dreams and work hard, and you can do anything, you know?
That's so true. And you hear that a lot with people, you know, don't give up your dream because you can turn it around. I think it would be really helpful right now to people listening and maybe in that circumstance you're talking about, can you tell us what the first step was, right? I mean, it's easy to look at where someone is when they start to really gain success, but the tough one is, what's that first step? Where did it turn for you, man?
So for me, I used to be a pro skateboarder. I was a pro skateboarder when I was 19. And for me, what started happening was I had these goals and visions in my mind. Goals that I thought were impossible. Little things like make a song or record a full song or write a song, you know? Right now, I look at those as being little things because I make music every single second of my life. So it's like, oh, writing a song, that's easy. No problem. I can do that in 20 minutes. But back then, it was such a big thing to do. So looking back at my life then compared to now, I'm like, holy shit. I'm signing like this amazing record label. I'm climbing the charts, number 38. I keep going up. You know, I have all these songs with all these amazing artists. You know, Tommy Lee's like my homie. We're texting each other, calling. I'm driving a Mercedes. I'm like, holy, how did I come from that to this? So now my dreams that are coming up are like, you know, I want a number one alternative song. I want a number one album, you know. I want a Grammy, you know, and all that sounds crazy. But where I came from being a homeless kid living in a car for 7 years to now, that sounds a little crazy too, bro. So if I could do that, why couldn't I win a Grammy? Why couldn't I have a number one song on the radio? It's all possible. And I think if for anybody listening that if they have something they want to do, you want to be, you know, you want to do a podcast, you want to be an actor or singer, look at the goal that you really want to do and start off small and don't expect to have success overnight, because you might see somebody do something and be like, wow, where did that kid come from? Where it's like when my music gets really, really big, there's going to be people that are going to be like, oh, who the hell is this guy? Where did he come from? And that could even be happening now. But in my mind, I'm like, God, please let me make it. I'm tired of this. I've been begging and starving and working nonstop, like, please, you know, for years. I've been trying this for like over 10 years, you know? So
right. The old saying is that the average overnight success takes 10 years.
Well, there it is.
Right.
So it takes time, but I see a lot of people, they don't know what to do next. So they give up on their dreams. And I say, look at what your next step is. And you could be moving one little inch at a time, but one day you're going to wake up and you're going to be there. So keep moving and don't stop.
Perfect, man. And I know you still have a goal. We talked about this in Vegas. You want to become the king of all airwaves, AM and FM and ham radio. I think you also included in that lineup. You want to own all airwaves. I love that goal. So, Chad, right now we're going to jump into a little taste of your single that's taking off everywhere called I Want to Be Your High. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I wrote that song almost 3 years ago. I was supposed to go on this big tour with a friend of mine, and it ended up not happening. And that whole week I had a friend give me a big bag of mushrooms for my pizza. So I was eating a lot of mushroom pizza that whole week. And I was like depressed and sad and just in a bad mind state. And I kind of have this thing where I never turn down a session. If someone comes up to me and they're like, let's make music, I'm like, okay, let's do it. So I had a session for that day and I really didn't want to go in because I was like depressed. And I was like, you know what? Let me go in and do it. So I went in and then we made I Want to Be Your High. And the lyrics just came so like freely. Like I was just like typing up this stuff. And I was like, sometimes when I write music, it makes no sense and it's a horrific song. But then other times that it actually clicks, you know, and I'm like, oh.
It must have been the mushrooms on your pizza.
I love pizza with mushrooms. So yeah, that had to be what it was.
Has to be. So everybody gets a taste of it right now. This is I Want to Be Your High from Chad Tepper on the Kiss Kiss Bang Bang New Music Files.
Lost my pack of cigarettes. Lost my life the night we met. My whole life's been full of regrets. Your friends think I'm a mess. Well, you need to tell them you love me. You love me, you love me. Well, you need to tell them you love me. You love me, you love me. I like the way it tastes in the middle of the night in the cemetery, breathing in the moonlight. I could be your
I Want to Be Your High, the latest from Chad Tepper, as we delve into his world here on the Kiss Kiss Bang Bang New Music Files. And every episode we like to incorporate radio because a band truly needs the support of a great radio station. And in this case, we've had more than a single radio station. We want to welcome to the conversation now the programming genius from Audacy. This is Mr. Ross Mahony jumping in. Ross, good to see you.
Hey, good to be here. It's, I think, the first time I've ever been called the genius.
Well,
you are genius.
it's recorded for posterity's sake, so it's forever yours.
Honored to be here and, just jumping in here and honored to be playing Chad in his hometown for sure.
So cool, bro. It just makes me want to cry, man. Like Ross is such a good dude. And if you honestly listen to his stations, like he does a really good job. It's a really good mix of like stuff. Some stations, but what Ross is doing is really, he's doing a great job.
Ross has been doing this for years and years, and there's a reason why.
Yeah, I met Chad. He came to Vegas and we went out to dinner and had a good talk and got to know him a little bit. And he told me about, his goals and how he, kind of came up and got involved in music. And listening to the first part of the podcast here today before you played the song, just hearing Chad talk about his struggles. And listen, I believe that there's no good music made because everybody has a happy, good life. You know what I mean? Good art doesn't come because everything is so great out there. Good art comes from heartbreak. It comes from struggle. Chad's had his share of it. And I think he's just taps into that and keeps going and write catchy hooks. He's golden. He's going to get his dream. He's going to get his Grammy. He's going to get his #1 alternative song.
And he's going to be the king of all airwaves.
That's it. Yeah.
Come on, baby! Give it to me!
He's done a great job. He's got a great attitude. He's got positive. He's doesn't let things get him down, and he's got every right in the world to. At least his presence on social media and all my interactions with Chad, and I've had a bunch of them now. I think he's just a great human being.
Dude, you're absolutely right. I met him for the first time in Vegas a few weeks ago at the #Happens event where we were all hanging out, and the positive energy that radiates off this guy. The minute I bumped into him, I just thought, well, I want to hang out with this guy the rest of the week because he doesn't just bring this magic to his music, but he just exudes it everywhere he goes.
I mean, look, people want to work with him. He's friends with Tommy Lee. I know he's buds with Modest Yahoo, who I have a long history with from my days back in South Florida. I know recently he just went on stage. Was it Cali Vibes, Chad, that you were out on stage with in front of like 40,000 people? That's pretty cool.
It was the best moment of my life. I literally got on stage and I looked at my girlfriend. I was like, I was the best moment of my life. And it's just like, what if I didn't make it to that moment? It was, and I FaceTimed my mom during it. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. Yeah.
The other thing that just I take away from with you, Chad, is every step of the way, every moment, every experience, you are just drenched in endless gratitude for everything that you're earning. And that is refreshing in itself.
You have to be. There was times I didn't have food. There was times where, I didn't know if I was going to live. There was times where it's just like, when you live a life like that, it's just like, of course you're going to be happy. You go to a kid that's starving and you give him a chicken sandwich. That chicken sandwich is going to taste better than anything he's ever had in his life. So for me, having a roof over my head and being able to make music and being on the radio, come on. I made it, bro. Life is amazing.
Chad told me when he was in Vegas, he said, my goal is to have a song on the radio that I can go to Orlando and turn on the radio with my mom and play it for her. And I mean, I had the ability to make that happen. How do you turn that down? How do you deny someone that dream? You know what I mean? It's such a small ask that
Mama, come here.
Why could you, if that means that, Chad could play the song for his mom on the radio and hear it on one of my radio stations, I'm happy to be part of that. For sure.
And there's mom right now feeling good about it.
We haven't done it yet. We're going to do it tonight. I know what time is coming on because Ross told me, so we're going to do it tonight. Get ready. Woo!
Ross, you're a dream maker.
You are. Yeah. Be blessed. Be blessed.
You guys are gassing me up, man. You're calling me a dream maker. You're calling me a genius.
You need to be on the podcast more often.
I can call you some other things if you want.
Call me whatever you like.
Edie Lundeen makes the reunion from Vegas complete as she joins us. Edie from Epitaph Records. Chad, one more clip. You have a song that comes to mind?
Yeah. I love this song. It's called I Hate Everybody featuring Simple Plan. I have the first feature from Simple Plan ever in history, and Pierre Bouvier, the lead singer, is such an amazing mentor to me, and he helps me so much. And I grew up listening to him, so being able to have a song with Pierre from Simple Plan,
Awesome.
life is crazy. Yeah.
And here it is on the Kiss Kiss Bang Bang New Music Files.
Yeah, I hate everybody, but I'm in love with you. Yeah, I'm in love with you, baby.
Thanks for joining us on the Kiss Kiss Bang Bang New Music Files. Today we're having a lively conversation with Chad Tepper, and we're celebrating his great music and the journey he's made so far. And also in the conversation from Audacy is Ross Mahony, and now from Epitaph Records, Edie Lundeen. We've heard about Chad's long journey to find his way into music and the hurdles in his life. But how did that journey lead him to Epitaph Records?
God, if I only knew, I would have stopped at Queen. I'm totally kidding. Well, I mean, he put out this song and actually a bunch of others as well before us even noticing him. And one of our heads of A&R found him online and courted him very heavily. And the rest is history. And then he and I are now basically joined at the hip for the most part. Like, he's never getting rid of me. So,
well, not a bad ball and chain to have to deal with right now, right? That's a pretty good set of handcuffs running around with Chad.
Yeah, he's all right. He's all right. Honestly, he's become a part of my extended family, and he and my husband are probably like BFFs more so than Chad and I are. So it's like,
you need to tell him to hit me back up. It's been a couple days. So
I'll have him send you some like really awful GIF or something. So,
but again, that speaks volumes to Chad and his whole positive attitude is that he's just not one of your artists, Edie. He's now part of your extended family, which is amazing.
Oh, I mean, and I've been doing this a long time. It's like I do have fans that I've worked with that I have, developed close relationships with and friendships. But Chad, I mean, and I was very serious. Chad is part of our extended family. He's came and celebrated my birthday with me. He's come to our Memorial Day barbecues and everything else.
They got good food. Why would I not go?
and
they're nice. I love these people.
I mean, Chad and I have gotten our nails done together. We went to a drag show together.
That was cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is family.
That is definitely family for sure. I don't do that with a lot of my artists.
No.
Oh, God.
Well, I want to thank all of you for joining us today for this episode and really, really opening the curtain to a unique and intimate story for all of you involved. Chad's story of getting his way through life to making music, to the way Ross has embraced the artist for his radio stations at Audacy, and certainly, Edie, how you have made Chad part of the family. It's not the kind of story you see every day in the world of music. And I appreciate each and every one of you three for sharing it with me today and all of our listeners.
I do want to add, just because of the relationship that I was able to build early on with Chad, I knew when we were going to take this to radio that he's his best promotional tool. So that's why I planned, a dinner with Ross. planned a dinner with Tommy Mattern in St. Louis, and and a handful of others where we just wind Chad up and let him go, and he just, he makes doing the job easy. So I just, he's been great.
Absolutely. Every time. Okay, let's give everybody some call to action here. What's the best way for people to find Chad Tepper right now? Where do they need to go?
Well, apparently you need to click on the radio, baby. Let's go. Go check out my music on Spotify or iTunes. And if you're laying in bed, drinking or smoking or chilling, put on YouTube and type in Chad Tepper and watch some cool music videos. I directed a lot of them. And just love each other. Spread more love to this world. This world sucks. We need more love. And that's it, bro. And you guys rock. Ross, I love you with all my heart. I will love you till the day I die. Thank you for helping me live my dreams. It's everything, bro. It means everything. And being such a good friend. And Edie, thank you for being such a sweetie and helping me in my life and my career. And thank you for having me on this podcast. Yes, Mom.
Can I give a shout out to Buy Mama a House?
Yes, Buy Mama a House.
Oh, that song's already out.
Yes, but I just want to put a shout out.
Yeah, let's go.
She
was in a music video that I did with Audacy who called Buy Us a House, and she's the star of it. So, yeah.
She is a star indeed. All right. Well, Mom, Chad, Ross, Edie, thanks again so much for joining us on the Kiss Kiss Bang Bang New Music Files.
Thanks, guys.
Bye. Thank you, guys.
I'm your host, Dead Air Dave, and I'll catch you next time with more inside info about new music being made on the Kiss Kiss Bang Bang New Music Files, powered by Osiris Media. Our theme song is written and performed by Los Angeles band Love Ghost.